Hey my friends, welcome back for the strength work. Two movements. You've got a bending pattern, so a deadlift type pattern today, and then an upper body pulling pattern, which is going to be a row. As usual, we're looking at 4 to 5 sets, and your number is 8 on each of these today. So the first one is a sumo deadlift, and right off the bat I want to recommend having, if you can, 2 different weights. So something a little bit heavier, something a little bit lighter. The heavier weight is going to be used for your deadlift. So I've got my backpack here, and I've got this stuffed with, actually there's a couple gallons of liquid that we have in here that we bought for some cleaning stuff. So this is definitely my heavier implement for the day. It's a sumo deadlift. Feet are nice and wide. That's your sumo stance, so well outside of shoulder width. If you were to go arms out to the side, your feet are maybe roughly underneath where the wrists are at. And then what I'm going to do, I'll show from the front and then from the side, is I'm going to let my arms hang, bend my knees and hips until I can grab my weight, stand up nice and tall with it, and then control back down. So I've got a firm grip on it. I'm going to squeeze my hips up and forward to come to standing, and then come back down. If I come around to the side so you can see, again, back is nice and flat. I bend my knees just enough to get down to the floor with a flat back. Firm grip on my bag, squeeze up, bring the hips forward, and then come back down. Controlling this range of motion on the way up and down, making sure the back stays as flat as you can keep it. So I've got 8 sumo deadlifts, and then I'm going to go into 8 each arm, bent over rows. So now I've got my lighter implement. I've got a tote bag with some cans in it. First option, I'm going to bend over in a slight stagger stance. So I'm going to be rowing with my right side. My right leg is a little bit behind the left. From here I'm going to grab the handle of the bag, pull up, and then control back down. If this is light, you can make it tougher by holding and going nice and slow on the way down. If it's a little bit heavier, definitely okay to use a little bit of momentum for these rows today. 8 one side, 8 the other, and as usual, if you need to modify, always having something for support can help with that. So I take that slight staggered stance. Now I've got my non-working arm on this chair to support. I squeeze up and then control back down. So that's your strength work for today. You've got your bending pattern, the sumo wide stance deadlift, 8 reps over there. Play around with the numbers. If it's really light, maybe you're doing 8, 10 to 12. If it's a little bit heavier, maybe even as few as 6. And then 8, same thing, play around with the rep range on the rows, and we'll see you in just a minute for the conditioning work. Have fun on your strength stuff.